Hi, everybody. Welcome back to RVAsec 2023. Chuck Carroll, SecurityGuideTV.com. My next guest, what's your name, sir?
Dan Simon.
Name of your company?
I'm from Lacework.
By the way, I like that name. I don't know what it means exactly. We're going to find out. It just conjures up a bunch of different things. What do you guys do?
So we are a cloud security platform. We operate in the CNAPP space, which is the Cloud Native Application Protection Platform space.
That's a unique space, isn't it?
Very, very changing very quickly.
Not many people in that space for what you do?
I'd say it's kind of a new quadrant, right, by Gartner.
Right.
So it started as, you had CSPM, you had vulnerability management, you had cloud workload protection, and all of those spaces have now merged into what we call CNAPP because in the cloud you realize you can't solve all of those problems separately.
Right.
You need a full platform.
I was against the cloud, and then I'm for the cloud, and now I'm back in the middle. It's because we have to keep up with all the stuff going on, especially AI. Who knows what that's going to do?
Of course.
That's a whole new thing.
Drives a ton of change, definitely.
So tell me, how do you solve problems for people? I mean, you're gonna be my guy. I'm the IT guy. I'm gonna hire you and say, go solve the problems. What do you solve them for me?
Yeah. So I mean, we help both security teams, engineering teams, DevOps teams, and at the end of the day, we help them better prioritize risk. So showing you where you have misconfigurations or vulnerabilities across your cloud. So not only your cloud, but also in your code. So as your developers are building, we're showing them where do they have vulnerabilities there. And then once that goes live, we do active threat detection. But,
all right.
And we can talk a little bit more about how we do that differently.
Yeah.
But the main value drivers we have are prioritizing risk, improving operational efficiency, and really detecting unknown threats for our customers.
So here's what I miss about the cloud. I don't get this part. I got when people came on board. When I was at Fox, our servers were so big, and we said we don't have enough space, and it's cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
Cloud was a good idea, but cloud is hierarchy storage management, which goes back to the 50s when my grandfather installed the computers at Disney, where the big closet had all the computers and your terminal was dumb. So everything old is new again. Why don't the cloud providers hire you to make their cloud safe at that level instead of saying, oh, we're just going to give you the space, it's not my problem. You and Fox work it out.
Yeah.
It's like one removed, right?
Good question. It's the shared responsibility model, right?
Okay.
So they all want to stay arm's distance away.
All right.
But frankly, we are seeing some of the cloud providers themselves now building their own security products.
Okay, good. That's
So
good.
we have ways to supplement those and give you better visibility by working in tandem with some of those cloud providers. We actually stitch and integrate into a lot of those cloud provider native tools themselves as well. So we can work in tandem with them, or some customers actually choose to just use Lacework to secure themselves.
Now, how do you do it better than the competition? Distinguish yourself.
Yeah, so our secret sauce is that we actually use behavioral analysis to baseline what normal looks like across your environment.
Okay.
So a lot of historical vendors, right, the threat detection is based off what is known. And you
alarm-based.
can only write a rule for what is known, but
Right.
how do you solve for something that's unknown? So, for example, a lot of our customers, we're dealing with Log4j, right? That was a very known vulnerability across the industry. About 3 or 4 days before that happened, Lacework was detecting anomalous exploit activity.
Oh.
So we are doing proactive threat detection
Yeah.
for things that you fundamentally can't write a rule for. So you might have an MSSP, you might have a SIM, you might have other agents running on your workloads, but they're policy-based. So our big differentiator is we are the only one in the industry that can detect those unknown threats based off the true behavior itself.
You know, it's funny you should say that. A couple people I've interviewed have talked about, the normalcy standard. What is normal? And we find we get a normal baseline.
Yep.
And then we find the anomaly, and that's not normal, and then we say alarm. And I said, well, what if I'm a bad guy and I'm pretending to be normal? What do you do about that? Well, that is a problem, and we're working on that. That's what they do. They just adapt.
Yep.
So if I'm a bad guy, I'm going to adapt. Sounds like you're going to catch me.
We will.
Right.
And we do it based off a bunch of different signals we have. So we tout ourselves as a data platform. So we ingest all different types of data from your cloud, whether it's your logs, the telemetry coming from your workloads, what your users are doing, and we put that into one data model and constantly are baselining that. So once we identify what normal looks like,
Right.
anything that changes from that, it might not be a security threat per se,
Right.
but it's something you probably want to check out, right? Like I said before, some of our strongest champions are on the engineering or the DevOps side of the house, because when a user does something they've never done before, or maybe there's a credential compromise and they're escalating their privileges, something that has never happened, but we are going to see that because it's based off we have the normal and it's based off that true change.
And your normal sounds like it's changing every day.
Every day.
Real time.
Every hour we are constantly baselining your environment. It's specific to that customer too. So we're not taking, we take known bad learnings from other customers,
Right.
but the baselining is done based off that customer itself.
So why the founders come up with this baseline model using behavior instead of policy driven? It's kind of, They have like secret military backgrounds or something like that. It sounds like it, right?
I mean, there's some really sharp people at our company. Our founder, Vikram Kapoor, actually created the Polygraph data platform, which is the baselining. And now our CEO is Jay Parikh, who came from Facebook and was managing thousands of engineers there. So we have an unbelievable leadership team here. But why they did it is because it's the fastest way to detect unknown threats.
Right.
Once we understand what normal looks like, we can identify any changes proactively. So it takes the burden off of your team from writing those rules. Rules typically are also generating a ton of false positives. So your security team, your DevOps team,
that's the problem. Always has been the problem.
Right?
Yeah.
So by taking the behavior-based approach, some of our customers are seeing 95 to 99% reduction in their volumes.
95. Wow.
So detecting unknown threats is a part of it, but also helping the teams be more operationally efficient is a huge part of why we did the baseline.
How long have you guys been around?
We started building the product in 2014. We've been selling it since 2017. And
Still fairly new.
I've been here about 5 years now. We were about a 40-person company when I joined. We're about 800 to 1,000 people
That's
right
great
now.
News.
Over 1,000 customers. So
very good.
It's an incredible growth.
All right, give us your name one more time.
Yeah, Dan Simon from Lacework.
Lacework.com?
Yeah, .com or .net. I think they both work.
Oh, excellent. Very good. All right. Back a minute here at, where are we again? RVAsec 2023, Richmond, Virginia. Thanks.
Awesome.